This conference will
Let's
now
start.
be
Yeah.
recorded.
Okay.
Okay. So next one is right. We are talking about right dedupe sorted component, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
This failed to save document, right? This is issue with this, right? A version only. It's not a problem. Okay. You won't see this window, right, in the current versions. Okay. So we understand that okay, dedupe sorted component is right useful for removing the duplicate records, right, based on the key, and it needs a sorted input, right? So if the data is already sorted, just connect the data input flow to the dedupe component. If the data is not sorted, use the sort component before the dedupe sorted, right? So either way, and you're using this component, right, mainly to remove the duplicates based on the keep parameter, right? So this keep parameter is having three values, right? So what are those? Like first, last, unique only. So the default option what we have for the keep parameter is first, right? So that we understand, right? So additionally, right, for this component, okay, for the redupe sorted component, we have one more functionality to filter the data from the input, okay, to filter the data from the input. So I am selecting the key as a state here, and you can see the select parameter available. So this selection is nothing but your input data selection, right? Your input data selection. That means if I need to restrict some data towards this component, I can write a filter condition within this select parameter so that it will read only those records from the given set of input records, right? You can write a filter condition so that I can read only those records which are satisfying the condition. Okay, so to write the select filter condition, right? Click on the select parameter and select the edit option, and then you can see the expression editor. Okay, so here you can write an expression, right? Filter condition. Okay, you can write a filter condition. So if you see here, right, majorly we will use the operators while we write the expression. Okay, we are going to use the operators. So operators, whatever available is like this, right? Like if you want to write a equal to condition, right? Equal to condition is double equal. Not equal to condition is negation and then equal, right? This is the not equal to condition. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, right? Or condition, double pipe, uncondition, double ampersand. Okay, and these are the input fields, and we'll use some functions, right? We'll see how to use it. So for right now, what I am writing is I want to write a filter condition on the state field, right? I want to write a filter condition on the state field. So state equal to mn. So as the state is a string data, right? So you just include the string value in the single quotes or double quotes. Following? Any questions?
Okay.
Okay, so write a filter condition with single quotes or double quotes, and then you can click on valid option and select OK. Okay, click on OK. Okay, so this file I can define it, right? This is my second file. Just I'm defining file colon and then file name. Okay, so now you can see what is the filter condition we have written? State equal to mn, right? So how many records we have in the input? 284 records are available, right? So how many records you can see in the output? 25 records, 24 and then one record, 25, right? So yesterday we saw an example, right? Only to remove the duplicates. In that case, if I'm counting the number of records coming from the output and loop output, right? Then that is equivalent to my input data count, right? That's equivalent to my input data count. But here you can see, we can see only 25 records due to this filter condition, right? We are reading only mn records from the input. So that means I have 25 records which are equal to mn, right? So you can see this record is the first record within the group, right? Okay, where the state equal to mn. And you can select, you can see the rest of the records, you can see the rest of the records from the loop output, right? You can see the mn records. So when you see the outputs, right? Okay, so what you have to understand here is, so ideally how many records it's showing? 24, right? But when we view the data, right? How many records I have to see? 24, right? I have to see 24. So sometimes you might be seeing less number of records. Sometimes you might be seeing some of the columns data will be missing. It's all about the version problem. Okay, it's all about the version problem. We will have all the records, right, with complete column data. Okay, if you're working with the current versions, you won't see any kind of issue with the data. But here you can see few of the columns are missing. That is only the version problem, right? It's not a issue with anything else, right? Okay, so but I can see, I can show you the last record also, 24th record in some other format, right? So when you see the view data option, right? So mostly we'll go with the grid mode only in default, by default, but you can see the one more mode which is formatted text mode, right? Which is formatted text mode. So click on OK, right? You can see the formatted text mode here, right? You can see the record number 25. Okay, so if I'm able to see this data here like this, right? Okay, let's say that I am seeing the data in the Unix level. Unix level. Okay, I have this file, right? f2.dat file, right? So how to read this file in the Unix? How to read this file in the Unix? What is the command I have to use?
We can use more and or
Uh,
cat.
more command, right? Page by page, I can see the data,
Yes.
right? So this is page by page. Okay, and what else? Cat command, complete file at once, right? Okay, if I am giving the data file like this, right? If I'm using these two commands, right? Either of these two commands, right? Would you be able to understand how the data is, right? So can you understand, right? Can you relate the data with the actual metadata, right? So metadata in the sense DML. Okay, metadata in the sense in the DML. That means if I am showing you the record, right? Suppose this is the data, right? Your customer ID is available, last name, first name, street address, right? So it all appears side by side, right? With a comma separated or pipe separated as a delimiter specified, right? So can you relate? Can you understand that? Okay, this number is a customer ID, right? We don't know, right? If I am seeing only data, getting?
Yes.
Okay. At that time, definitely, will this format of output, if I'm able to see, will that be helpful for you? Right? Will it be helpful for you if I'm able to see this kind of data in the Unix also?
Yes.
Yes. So, in order to see this kind of formatted text output, right? Formatted text output, if I want to see in the Unix, so use mdum command. Okay, use mdum command. How to use it? m_dump. So give the DML file name and then file name. This is the syntax of this command. Okay, this is the syntax of this command. So how many records I'll be able to see it by this command? Complete records, right? All the records of this file. It will be keep on right displaying the output by giving this, right? That means I have to give the right mdump DML file name. Okay. For now, let's say that my DML file is existing in the home location, right? My home path is available. I have a DML file. So what is this DML file? What is the DML we discussed right yesterday? What is the DML?
It's a data manipulation language where
Hmm.
columns are.
It's all about the record format, right? It's all about the record format. So DML is data manipulation language. It's all about the record format or record layout. Okay. So if that DML, right, whatever we read right yesterday, if that file is existing here, right? Okay. If the DML is okay, so how did we write the DML earlier? Okay, it was in the previous session, right? Previous to previous session. Yesterday's, not yesterday's session. Okay, so here when we are writing the DML, right? Okay, so for this customer ID, I have the comma as separated. First name is available. I have a last name separated, right? I have the address available. Okay, and I have the income field and zip code, right? So if this is my field structure, right? The order of the fields one by one, right? This is my order. Then how do you write the DML? So it will be like record and end, right? So you have to specify each and every field here, right? So the customer ID, if it's a string data, right? String type. So you'll be specifying the string of comma and then customer ID, right? And similarly, my first name is again a string data, right? So you can write the first name column here next to this. Again, it comes with the last name. Okay, and again it comes with the address. Okay, and then it's a number field. Then you can specify like a income. Okay, and then you can specify the zip code. Okay, so zip code. This is my last column. So it ends up with the next line, right? New line character. So every column is separate with the comma, right? So that's what we mentioned the comma here. And then finally, after zip code, I mentioned the slash n. So this will be the new line character. So this is called as DML, right? This is called as a DML, which is nothing but record layout or right record structure, right? Okay. So this DML content, right? This DML content, right? How to define the component, right? Within the component, you can define under embedded option or you can define it in the dot DML file, right? Or it will be defined in the dot DML file. Okay, so what is meant by embedded here? What is the embedded here? You can see here, embedded option, right? So this embedded means within this component only, right? Within this component only, if you are defining it, that is embedded option, and you can write the DML at this place, right? You can define the DML at this place. Got it? You can validate, and then you can see the DML here. Okay. So now that is what we are saying, right? So when we go with the right, mdem command, we have to provide the mdem, and DML file is nothing but whatever you are specifying now, right? So this can be stored in the file also. If you see, there's one more option called as path. Path means where this DML is existing, you provide the path along with the DML file name. Okay, so that's what the path, right? What we are talking here. Okay, so we are giving the path of the DML, and then along with the DML file name, and then you give me my file name f2. Clear up to here? Any questions?
So, I have a question. In Abinitio, in tool we need to write a DML for and save it as a file, and we should use that file here in Unix, right?
Right, right.
Okay.
For a given file, right, if you don't have a DML file, right, you have the DML in the format of embedded, right, in the component.
Hmm.
Okay, so in that case, can't we do the mdem commandments? Still, we can do it, right? So temporarily, what you can do is you can create this DML file in the some temp location for reading purpose, right?
Hmm.
I can create it in the temp location just for understanding, right? I will create with some naming convention, right? Just for temporarily one.dml. I'll keep all this DML embedded, right, content into this file, and then I'll use this, right? I'll use this mdem, and then this is my DML, right? And then I'll give the file name.
So we
Okay,
can get this .dml in Unix as well and use that path in
right,
this and
right,
come.
right.
Okay.
So I am saying that copy the embedded DML from component to temp path. Okay, so it's for temporary purpose, just for reading it from the Unix level, right? If you have the DML file available as a standard, so you can use the DML file and then you can see the data.
Okay.
Okay, so with mdem command, we have few more options where we can discuss separately when I go with the command session, right? There's a separate session to understand how to use the commands from the Unix, right? So in that at that point, I'll explain in detail for remaining. Okay, so now, okay, so now you understand, right? How to write the filter logic, right? And then how to read this, right? Output and loop outputs. Okay, so next component is on filter by expression. So this filter by expression, you can connect this component to the same input file. Okay, that means the same data is being read by two flows. The flow one is going to the sort, dedupe, and then creating an output. And the flow two will be connected to the filter component. Okay. Now this filter by expression, I can write an expression here. Okay. So here I will define the file names. Okay. So the filter component, right? What it does now we use the filter logic, right, in the dedupe. Okay. So but this component is purely used for filter out the data, right? You can write a expression, and if that expression is true, then we can pass those records to the output. Else, you can drop those records, and those records can be collected from the deselect output, right? So the way we have two outputs for the dedupe, here for the filter also we have two outputs. One is output port and other one is deselect port. Okay, again deselect port is an optional port, right? Deselect port is an optional port, so it's not a mandatory. If you want to write it to your file, you can connect and write it to your file, else this port is not required, right? So in the filter component, again, as I said, right, going to the parameters tab, right, whichever tab is showing as yellow, right, that means some properties are to be defined for this component at the tab level. So go to the tab and you can write the select expression. So the select expression is available. You can see this mandatory parameter showing as yellow, and click on the edit option, right? Click on the edit option. So you can write an expression here, right? So again, the same way, right? So now I want to write the condition state equal to mn, or condition I want to add it, or state equal to co, right? This is the or condition. Okay, so now you can see, okay, mn or co records. Okay, do you have Abinitio access with you for practicing?
No,
Bindu, you have it?
no, Kumar, I don't have it.
Okay, so what is the system you have, like a what operating system you are holding?
So Windows 10.
Windows 10. Okay. What about you, Sunita? Hello? Sunita, you able to hear me?
Yeah, Kumar, there's a chat from Sunita that she's telling she's not able to hear you.
Oh, is it? From when she is not able to hear?
So there's a chat at 8:25, 8:27, and 8:30.
Oh, I haven't seen. Okay, I'll inform to to admin, right, to install it, right. So he will be sending, right, installables.
Okay, Kumar. What version it will be, like updated or the practice one?
No, no, only one version what is available, right? This
Yeah.
2.10 only, which is useful and which you can practice.
Okay.
Hello, able to hear me now? Hello, you are able to hear me, right, Bindu?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you, Kumar.
Hello.
There might be some technical issues.
Yeah, sometimes.
కుమార్ సార్
Yeah, Chaitanya.
లేదు ఆ సునీతకి వినిపించట్లేదు అని చెప్పి మా సార్ కాల్ చేసిందంట.
Yeah, yeah.
ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంది
Yeah.
సార్?
No, she is having the same problem.
సేమ్
I'm
ప్రాబ్లమ్.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I asked her to reconnect. She reconnected back, but still not able to hear. Okay, we'll do one thing. Bindu, you rejoin back. Okay, I'll drop the complete meeting. We can reconnect back.
కుమార్ సార్ లేదు అని అంటే మీటింగ్ ఒకసారి ఎండ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ వచ్చేసి రీజాయిన్ అవుతారు సార్.
Yeah, we are doing the same thing.
Okay.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay.
కుమార్ సార్ మీరు మీటింగ్ అసలు ఎండ్ చేసేసింది సార్.
Yeah, yeah. And just.
ఓకే.